Hello everyone, welcome to Talking Disney, the channel where I talk about all sorts of productions involving the Disney sphere. It's time to talk about something that's the source of a lot of controversy, critique, and, well, money, especially for the last 5 years or so within the Walt Disney Company. I'm talking about the Disney live action trend. Before anything, there's not going to be a whole negative view on it. I figure that there's tons of that already on YouTube, so I'll try to say the good things about these movies and the bad ones as well. So, the beginning of this trend being Alice in Wonderland, released in 2010 and directed by Tim Burton. Now here's a quick list of the accomplishments of this movie. It had a worldwide total gross of over $1 billion against a budget of $200 million. It is currently the 30th highest grossing film ever. It became the 6th film ever to surpass the 1 billion mark, and the second film that had been released by Walt Disney Studios that did that. I think the first one was Toy Story 3? Oh, and it won 2 Academy Awards. And some other stuff I'm too lazy to say, but these are the most remarkable ones. I mean, personally, I think this movie is alright. I don't love it, but it's passable. I do appreciate Tim Burton's artistic view, and I think his movies have a very interesting visual style. So, I do understand if you like it, and I understand the success. It was a very sort of different thing at the time, so. And Alice in Wonderland is a very popular story till this day, so. Naturally, with all of this success, Disney had to do other remakes. It opened the door for it. I mean, Maleficent was already on talks, so we had Maleficent, then Cinderella in 2015, The Jungle Book in 2016, and then finally Beauty and the Beast in 2017. Honestly, I could do a whole video about each of these movies, but let's try to summarize it in a way that we can fit in just one video. My favorite remake till this day has been Maleficent. Now, why Maleficent? I mean, it's not the movie that had the highest gross, it's not the movie that had the most positive reviews, but in my opinion, it is original. Yes, I know it's a remake of the Sleeping Beauty tale, but it doesn't even feel like it. It explores new themes with new views and preserves sort of the magic of the original at the same time. Maleficent has always been one of the most remarkable villains in the whole Disney history and one of the most beloved ones. And this movie definitely surprised me. I know some people don't like that she was sort of like too good now, but honestly, I'm really happy this is having a sequel. I think it's a very interesting twist on the story. Now, about Cinderella and the Jungle Book. I also like both of these movies, but for 2 different reasons. I mean, Cinderella, it might be the story with most adaptations that had theatrical releases. I literally found a link with a list of the 40 best Cinderella movie adaptations. 40. I mean, that's crazy. That means that if these are the 40 best, there are even more. I mean, just from the top of my head, I can remember the Hilary Duff one, the Selena Gomez one, the Drew Barrymore one, which is the one everyone liked. And it's actually a really good movie, and so many others. So I kind of liked that Disney sort of decided to make their own live-action adaptation, since everyone knows Cinderella from their animated version anyways. So I think it makes sense that this movie exists. And personally, I love Lily James' portrayal. I think she totally got the character, I think she gave life to it, and she gave justice to a really good character. There is also sort of like a deeper story with the king, and the prince was also really good. So it was a good movie, and the visuals are stunning. I remember I felt the magic when I watched it in the movies, and I still do when I watch it at home. So whenever that happens, I know that something was done right. Now for the Jungle Book, this remake just gave the story a new place in people's heart. Not only it looks incredible, but people remembered a sort of forgotten classic Disney story and even fell more in love with it. I'm personally not that attached to this story, and I've never been, but I certainly appreciated this movie and I was happy with the success it got. And now, let's talk about it. Beauty and the Beast. Look, I don't hate it as much as most people who analyze this movie. I just... What's the point of it all? I did like the movie the first time I watched it in the movies, but when I watch it at home, it seems so bland when you put it next to the original animated classic. I wasn't that much of a fan of Emma Watson's portrayal, even though I like her a lot. I didn't see Belle in this movie. I saw Emma Watson playing Belle. And that bothers me a lot because Belle is such a strong, remarkable female character. My favorite portrayal in this movie is probably Luke Evans' Gaston and Kevin Kline as well as her dad. I did like that. Oh, and of course there was the whole mega marketing as this being the most progressive Disney movie ever because of the gay moments and all of that in a Disney movie. But I'm not even gonna talk about it because it was absurd how they marketed this. I did watch some of the behind the scenes for this movie, and I can tell there was a lot of effort put in, and I understand why many people liked it. I mean, this is an incredibly loved story. But from all of these Disney remakes till now, I clearly see this one as a cash grab, and it kind of pains me to see that. Now, what really worries me about this trend is the future of it. My two main worries being The Lion King and Mulan. Seriously, about The Lion King, don't mess with stuff that already has such an established positive legacy in the general public's mind. I mean, why would you make a Lion King remake? It just won't wrap around my head. You know, maybe it's because it's my favorite Disney story or I'm just too attached to it, but I don't know, maybe I'll love it. I know the casting seems great, but I'm just so hesitant about it. Of course I'll watch it, but we'll see. Now, about Mulan. Look, this is such an important story. Mulan's such an incredible, strong, and inspiring character. Actually, almost everyone in this movie is. What worries me the most are those rumors I heard. I don't know if you saw that, but apparently a casting call sheet was leaked on Twitter. And it said that, first of all, the movie is not gonna be a musical. So, if you were planning on listening into Reflection or I'll Make a Man Out of You, that's not gonna happen. And they're changing the whole way the relationship is gonna be established. I think he's gonna have a different personality of the one we know and love, and I even think his name will be different, something like that. And a lot of people are saying it is Disney's way of changing the whole thing about him being bisexual or whatever. But seriously, why would they do that? I mean, kids don't worry about stuff, you know? It's just not important for children. I'm still hopeful when it comes to Disney. Let's see. Oh, we also have Aladdin. Let's see how that goes. I also love Aladdin. And I do like the girl they casted as Jasmine. I think I like her because she was a Lemonade Mouth. And I love Lemonade Mouth. And of course, everyone loves Will Smith. So let's see. You know, the amount of projects they have for live action remakes makes me worry. Because I know some of these will be as bland as Beauty and the Beast. But I also think some of those could make sense if done well. Personally, right now, I am looking forward to Dumbo since I am curious about how Tim Burton will interpret the story. And Christopher Robin seems to be a fun one for the family. I think it will be refreshing to see them in live action form. Okay, my whole point in this video is these remakes do have some value, but Disney, let's release original things as well. Okay, if you like this video and you love talking about all Disney things, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button below. It means a whole bunch. Also, feel free to discuss your opinions with me down below in the comments, or if you have any suggestions as well, I'll accept them. Have a Disney field day! Oh my gosh, I just sounded like the worst Disney Channel person ever.
Okay? I'm like going way over here, is that cool?